So, on this story time of my life at Burger King, there was one time that he was the district manager, and he was a really cool guy. I thought he was cool. He was always nice to us. If we wanted raises, he gave us raises. Like sometimes if we completed certain goals, man would give us tickets to amusement parks and stuff like that. He was lit. But I guess a GM had came to the company. Now this GM was a district manager prior, but he left to another company hoping for better pay, but the pay wasn't promised. So he had to come back to the company. The thing was, he couldn't come back as a district manager. He had to start at GM because the positions for district manager weren't available. We come to find that this district manager that we have and this GM used to battle against each other. Like their districts or their couple stores would go in sales head to head, and they would try to cutthroat each other. They would try to or the GM would try to take his managers and employees. This district manager would try to take his managers and employees. It was a straight battle. So it made it tough for the GM to come back to the company, being a district manager prior, and coming back having to work under a guy that was his competition. We saw in his face that he didn't like it. Now, I don't know what happened, but higher ups, the regional officer and the VP started to find out certain things. We all started to find out certain things. We started to find out that he was actually, what was it? He was actually, if it was time to give bonuses out, he was actually letting managers steal overtime and steal hours. And he was actually supposed to only have 2 office days a week. The rest of his week were supposed to be somewhere in the store helping. It came out that he had in the city I'm at, he had 4 stores. He had about 8 stores under him. And all 8 managers, they all said, man, we see him every other month. Now I understand that's a lot of stores, but if you have 8 GMs, I'm pretty sure that at least 3 of them should see you once a week. Some of them, and we didn't know. I just thought, a district manager pops up every once in a while, which they should, but I think every once in a while is once a month. All the GMs say, hey man, we don't see him for months on end. He calls us and stuff and tells us when we're messing up, but we don't see him months on end. We come to find that he only came to the stores that were closest to his house, and that was rare. All his other stores, they wouldn't see him for months. Once this came out, man, they had to let him go. Now I find a district manager, yeah, it's more of a corporate seat, but it's still definitely hands-on in the store, just not 7 days a week. Yeah, man, it was unfortunate, and he was a good guy, but yeah, I guess, and they just called him, a corrupt district manager.